Week 2 for the Giants and the Cowboys in a battle of 0-1 and disappointing teams in the NFC East. Let's take a look from a fantasy perspective of who you want to start and sit and give you a game prediction as well as the Giants and Cowboys look to avoid that dreaded 0-2 start to the season. In terms of some yearly plays for fantasy, I think the Giants have a lot more options than the Cowboys based on what we saw last week. OBJ, stud. You're going to play him in pretty much all formats. I like Saquon Barkley. He busted that huge run against the Jaguars, showed you his versatility. He's going to be someone that's going to get the ball 20 to 25 times consistently for the Giants. And Evan Ingram against the Cowboys, I like that matchup. Ingram's familiar with the Cowboys from his experience last year. I think he's ready to break out this season. I'm very high on Ingram in yearly leagues. You've drafted him or kept him as your wide receiver, as your tight end one, so roll with him in this format. For the Cowboys, it's really all about Zeke. If you drafted Zeke or kept him as most likely your first or second round pick, you're going to roll with him despite the struggles of that Cowboys offense. In terms of guys I would not play, Dak Prescott, Eli Manning, Sterling Shepard, Terrence Williams, Cole Beasley, Michael Gallup. I just think all of these guys have struggled on offense. Eli had another down week last week despite his success with Beckham. I would steer clear of him. The Cowboys defense actually played really well against the Panthers. It was more their offense that was the problem. So to that end, Dak, can you really trust him in any format right now? The answer is no. Gallup is a promising rookie, but until he gets help from a guy like Allen Hurns or Terrence Williams, I would steer clear. Cole Beasley is the only one on this list that I could potentially see playing as a flex if you're in a PPR format especially. I believe he had 7 catches for around 77 yards last week. If Dak's going to check down a lot, and Jason Witten was that security blanket last year, Beasley's that guy this year. But again, to be confident in his ability right now just does not make a lot of sense. In terms of DFS, there's 2 guys and 2 guys only that I would trust, and that is Saquon Barkley and Odell Beckham Jr. I like them going up against this Cowboys defense this week. Yes, they played well against the Panthers, but again, you're going to start them. They're studs. I don't even like Ezekiel Elliott in this game from a DFS standpoint. The Giants' defense, again, was not really the problem last week. It was more their offense. Now, granted, they played against Jacksonville, but the Giants' defense is solid. Elliott, if they're going to key on him, how's Dak going to beat them? I just stay away from everything. I think you have better matchups across the board. And then if we're looking at a game prediction, I like the Giants in this matchup. I think they have more talent on both sides of the ball. I don't trust the Dallas offensive line at this point or Dak. The Giants have the better quarterback. They have an equally talented running back. They have the best player on the field in Odell Beckham Jr. And I think in this one, the Giants get off to a 1-1 start. The Cowboys drop to 0-2 and the pressure mounts on Jason Garrett. Give me the Giants, who are actually a 3-point underdog in Dallas, to win the game outright. Give me 27-20 in this one for the Giants and all those Giant fans that I know out there. Tune in, All Out Blitz Show, 11:45 to 1 on Sundays. Join me in the Fantasy Forum to answer all of your gambling, wagering, predictions, fantasy analysis, trade analysis questions. I'm Adam Mancuda. We'll see you on Sunday.